Well, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Karen Nelson, aka the Designer in Jeans. What you have stumbled across on YouTube is a channel that loves to make interior decorating fun. So I have a series on the Blind Design Challenge where we just pick a paint color, a room, and a design style all by chance, and we make mood boards and we go over why we selected what we selected. Today, you're here on an even better day because we are going to start a series on designing a room for the astrology signs, so the Zodiacs. And of course, we're going to start with the best, the Pisces. March 7th, baby, right here. So we are going to start with Pisces. We are going to work our way through the Zodiac signs. So I'm going to create not only the space in the home that I think they're the most comfortable, but also their surroundings. So stay tuned. This is going to be a blast. We're here to have fun. I'd love to hear who you are, what your zodiac sign is in the comments. And if you believe that your zodiac sign does match your personality, it's so interesting to me. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so as you can see here, this is the Google AI overview. A Pisces female is a highly empathetic, deeply intuitive, and boundlessly creative. She's represented by a water sign. She is a compassionate dreamer who feels things profoundly. While her gentle, nurturing nature makes her an incredibly supportive companion, she requires healthy boundaries to avoid absorbing other people's energy. These are facts. If you are a Pisces, let me know if this is the world you live in. This is 100% the world I live in. Okay, so what I want to start with is the color. So we all know Pisces, we love water, we're the fish sign. There's two different things. So since I'm a Pisces, I'm going to have two different beliefs on this. I love blues, I always have. And I love rich, dark colors, but I also have to have almost like a nice, clean, soft space as well. So it kind of goes hand in hand. So the room I am deciding to do for a Pisces woman is going to be the bedroom. The reason I'm choosing the bedroom is because we love sleep. We take in pretty much everything that the world has to offer, stuff we don't want as well as stuff that we want. And it takes us a minute to filter through all of that. So by the end of the day, we are ready for bed. We are ready to go into our little cocoons and disappear. One thing about choosing light blues that you have to be careful of is like making a nursery vibe. So we definitely don't want to do that. So I don't want to go to the like very, very, very true blues here. So I'm probably looking at Balmy. As that goes down, it's nice and light, but I don't think it just screams like baby boy. The other one I like that leans a little more towards the purples here is this Hinting, and you can see it goes down, the purples are right behind it. Okay, so I pulled those both here, and I could plead a case for both. I believe the Hinting is reading more blue on here, baby boy, so I think I'm gonna go with the Balmy. I think I'm gonna go like this with the white, a nice crisp look, almost like the sky. Okay, so I keep forgetting that this program does not have the West Highland white or the highly reflective white on it. So I picked the pure white. You can go with any of those I just said, but what is gonna be on this board is pure white, and then the Balmy, Sherwin-Williams Balmy is going to be the actual wall color. So you're looking at like walls, you're looking at trim and doors in this pure white. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna look at are beds. So this is a very important piece because A, it's the bedroom, B, this is where we like to run away and hide. So we need a bed. I'm gonna go with upholstered because we like to read or just kind of be on our phone. We sit in there for a minute just to kind of digress. I'm gonna look for a bed. I do want some curvature towards the headboard, and I definitely want it upholstered so we can lean up against it. We are pretty whimsical, so we don't love real strict start lines. Take up a ton of space in the room visually, and then we are going to layer all of those comforters and blankets because we want a cocoon. We just want to like nestle in there and go away from the world. So we're going to create that. Okay, so I have decided we're going to go with this one. It has a straight line to the side, and then it does this nice little curvature to the top. So it combines kind of both. I love the bottom, the simplicity of this. This will look so good with some Euro pillows and some layers. And it's easy to get in and out of. It's not super high. So I think this is going to be our choice here for the bed. So we are looking at the bedding now. This is the kind of bedding I'm talking about. So this bedding is just so fluffy. Let's get it even bigger. And it has this like design to it to where if you're in it, if it's not laying completely flat, it doesn't matter because it's going to show the grooves. So I'm not big on ironing. I like things to be kind of free. So this is a perfect one to look good messy or look good when you make it up a little bit more. See, that's probably what our beds are going to look like the majority of the time. All right, Pisces, here it is. As I said before, I did the bedroom because this is our sanctuary. This is the place we go to in the house that wipes away all the energy that we had while we were outside of the house. Okay, starting with this, we went with the Balmy, and we have, as I explained earlier, this is the pure white. You could go with highly reflective white, or you could even go with West Highland white, which is that off-white I've been talking about, as the trim in the doors. So, okay, so we're starting there. I decided to get this bed because it had the curvature to the top. I made it upholstered so we could actually lay on it, so we could sit up and, you know, rest our heads on it, because we don't just jump up. We're just kind of, we're either laying in bed a little bit before, scrolling or reading, or we are waking up and kind of going slow. A lot of Pisces like to meditate, things like that. You could lean against this headboard versus a hard one. Okay, and then, so we have the walls, we have our bed. This is the color that I want for the bed. It's reading here, it's not in the right color. This is, I believe, alabaster. We want the white performance chunky basket weave color. And you can order these samples before you order the bed if you're super interested in this design. So this is the color. You can see how it pairs with all of that. That would be our bed. Okay, so the main thing about this room, of course, is the bed. So we have it in this color, and then we're just going to layer that up. We want fluffy, we want white. I went ahead and got one that, as you can see here, there's like little pattern on it, but it's tone on tone. And this pattern allows it to look good messy if we just hop up and get to it, or if we're just like lounging around, or if it's made, it'll look good all the time. So we're gonna go with that. And then over here, you can see I found these Euro pillows, and they're actually very structured, which I like because we're adding a little bit of, you know, we're everything, Pisces. We like stuff in the right place, but we also like to kind of go with the flow. So I got these, and I wanted to pull the color. So this has kind of that hotel look, which I love as Pisces, and it has the blue that ties in extremely well with the blue of our walls. So those would be along the back here. They're not going to cover the curve. They're just going to stack here, and then you'd still see the curve. So we've got that, and then we've got this fun, whimsical layering with it. I do want the sheets to match this, to have that little blue trim to kind of tie in our walls. What I didn't add here is another blanket. You know we want layers. Get this bed cozy. And don't make it super busy. So we already have the little bits of blue here. You could, if you could find a color that matched this, you could throw a blue in there. I would just get one of those chunky white or fuzzy white blankets and layer it on there. Not what everybody has to see when they come over. It could be even under the covers, under your comforter, but it's just nice and cozy for us to not want to get out of bed. So that is the bedding. Again, the sheets will match this. So we'll have that, we'll have the sheets, and then we'll have all this layering under the bed, because our feet need to be like hitting soft stuff, and we love pattern, and we like blue. So I found this rug here. I love that it ties in our colors, and it's going to feel really good on our feet, and it's going to give it those layers. So this room feels even cozier. All right, we do need to ground ourselves a little. I know, but we have to ground ourselves a little. So we are going to get 2 wood nightstands. I picked these nightstands, because I like the lighter wood here next to the bed, but they also have 2 drawers. So we can hide all of our creative stuff. If you journal in bed, if you read, all of that stuff can be in here with our highlighters and our pins, whatever we need, that can go in here. And then you could even put what you're working on or some decorative stuff here in this little cubby hole. So those are our nightstands. I went with kind of, these are pretty bold. These are bold lamps. I chose these lamps because we like stuff that's a little bit different. This room is extremely classy. It's gonna feel so good and crisp to us, but we do need to ground it with some warmer colors here. So I got these lamps, so you would just get 2 matching lamps. And then to tie those lamps in, look at this bench that's at the foot of your bed, or even up against the wall, wherever you need to put it. But in my brain, I envision at the foot of the bed. It pulls the lamps in, so we have that little thing of 3, and we have some more curvature, which, oh, that just looks so cozy to put on our shoes, to do whatever we need to do there. I also went with this color. Everything's just a little bit off in the blues, and I'm doing that intentionally. This one's pretty bold, but this blue doesn't match exactly to this blue, and it's because they're going to be layered on the wall. We like color, we like blues, we like soothing things, but we also like a good blackout curtain. So we are going with this blackout curtain. The only thing that's kind of on the fence with me as a Pisces is I don't think I would use these pleated portions here. I don't like those lines that much. I do like French, that kind of gives that vibe, but I would probably just do one that like slid on the rod. That's the only thing that I feel makes this room a little tense for us. So if you could find this curtain, I'm sure they have that. This is at Pottery Barn, so I'm sure they have one where you could just pocket rod it versus have the clips here. I added this piece of art. It's supposed to be, we wanted abstract. I wanted to tie all the colors in, but it gives me like a water vibe too here. So I think that's so good. It doesn't scream in your face water vibe, but it does give you those soothing colors and that soothing feeling that water does to us. Let's see, what haven't I discussed? I went with the shell chandelier. It just layers so beautifully. It's going to give us that softness. You know, we're kind of weird about lighting. We do not like, overhead lighting can be harsh sometimes, so we like kind of moody spaces. I know in my room, the next thing I'm about to show you, I'll tell you what I do there, but I love a good moody place. I love to kind of like ease into sleep. So this is beautiful and would look good all day long when you walked in there. But then we're gonna come over here and start looking at the other lighting. Obviously we need candles. These are the flickering candles, battery operated, that look beautiful. Obviously you can get a scented one and put it on your nightstand or whatever, and an actual candle. But these are beautiful if you're just trying to rest and you have a remote and you just turn them off from the bed. So I have that for our lighting, but here is the major lighting that I'm talking about. This one comes and it makes it cast, not like a galaxy. This is like the ocean, and it's in all the different colors. So a lot of times I change my mood. So sometimes I'll have blue if I need the light to be a little softer. They have a white light on there that makes it a little bit brighter. The point of it is to have it cast all over your room, or at least in a corner. This is just such a pretty vibe. Like I'll come up, turn mine on, and then I'll go back downstairs, watch a show or something, and then when I come up to bed, I come up to the soft lighting so I can, you know, see my way around the bed and stuff. And then it's got a remote and I just turn it off. So if you don't have one of these, this is incredible, like in a bathroom too. Obviously don't put it near the water, but it will cast a light while you're taking a bath or even a shower. Just put it over by the vanity. And then lastly, I wanted a potted plant because we love whimsy, right? So I wanted a potted plant. This is a grass plant. This one gives us more whimsy. It's not as structured. It's a little more free moving. So I thought this one was gorgeous for the corner over by our curtains. So here is the room I designed for a Pisces lady. Let me know your thoughts if you're a Pisces and if you would feel comfortable in this space. Well, that was so much fun. I hope you enjoyed the beginning of the horoscope. challenge. So I will be doing, I'm just going to work my way through them. So keep an eye out for yours. Let me know your thoughts. If you're a Pisces, do you love this? Would you leave it? What are your thoughts? And let's continue having fun with this. But I'll see you again on, I think it's Wednesday, for the Blind Design Challenge. So stick around. It's going to be a blast. Bye for now.